Hey everybody, and welcome to the first cast of Jaraci Cup 13. Excited to be here. Of course, the group stage deadline is January 16th, so it's not likely that many games are going to be played until a little bit later, but we do have some games played. And look, it's me, so that's always fun. Gonna be playing the Saban forces here against VoidWarrior. This is Group C, I believe. Let's check our info.txt for the picks. Looks like I have the pick first, of course. I picked Saban, VoidWarrior picks Conef, and I grabbed Kartova. It's a good map for Saban. Always feels pretty nice to be playing here. And VoidWarrior showed up first time, I believe, in Jaraci Cup number 12. Of course, he was pretty new to the game. We've given him a lot of advice. It looks like he's already taking it, so it's pretty good. Well, no, but I'm not exactly sure what you're saying that for. Did I actually? I don't think so. Maybe. You never know. I have Alzheimer's, so it's hard to remember things. Anyway, it looks like it's gonna be SC first for me. I'm keeping the base runner as well. Don't really want to lose the opportunity to have that scanner placement. This actually is not the best SC first timing. You can see I have too many CUs here. I've kind of overmined on CUs here. I think the key is to have one of your guys go to RUs at the start, which you can tell I didn't do there. Let's talk about Group C real quick as this game gets underway, because it looks like it is going to be eco from both sides. Group C should be fairly interesting. We have Cookies in the group and me in the group, and then VoidWarrior and God Hates Weaves, I believe. God Hates Weaves, you know, kind of noped out of last tournament under difficult to explain circumstances. He acted as if he had never signed up, but then he was on the list somehow. I don't really know. This time he is playing though. And again, we shouldn't expect to see his games until a little bit later, but you know, he always produces some pretty spectacular replays, as the probe does do a bit of scouting here, but uh-oh, gets caught by the base runner. It's kind of questionable probe micro from the old cow over there. See, that was third person, okay, I know that, but anyway. Yeah, right, it's a good question. Yeah, the history behind that one is pretty annoying. Basically, the admins admitted he hadn't actually done anything ban-worthy, but he's still banned. You know, logic escapes this moment. There's just no explaining that. You can't justify that. Anyway, God Hates Weaves always produces some pretty funny replays here. The question is who will advance? Probably Cookies and myself, but it isn't clear. God Hates Weaves could always pull some upsets, but Cookies and I are definitely the favorites to advance from this group. And hopefully we'll have some pretty good entertainment from it. Ref mode finishes for VoidWarrior here, a little bit later than my Sport Cruiser first build, but that is still pretty good for him. I would recommend, though, avoiding... Well, actually, I don't exactly remember what his build order was, but I think that he got Sandskimmer Fad before he got ref mode. I would recommend avoiding that, because if you're going eco, you want to just focus on eco and then get the army after. Is it like $5, really? Oh. Well, you should buy it then. Normally it's like 60, it's something ridiculous like that. We keep telling BVI to reduce the price. Maybe it's on sale right now. Oh, it's 90% off, jeez. Buy it. Buy it now. Buy it twice. Buy it 3 times. One for you, your wife, and your cat. Anyway, do buy DOK though, it's a good game. Perma bananas. I like that. I'm gonna start saying that now. Although interestingly, ananas is the word for pineapple in a lot of languages. Anyway, Assault Chip Tech gonna come out for VoidWarrior here. Always like seeing Assault Chip Tech. He is gonna attempt to extract an artifact also. I've been booming up here, so I'm on 3 base already. That means that I'm not really gonna be able to stop this most likely, but I'll give it a try. We do have carry production upgrade done, a couple of LIVs building to try and stop the artifact here. And my brace runner is in the area too. It has picked up an artifact, which means I've got the slow effect on me, but it's always nice, I think, to have these artifacts in tow so that you can use them later. Questionable TJ positioning there. Because I already know he has the artifact. If I want to contest this, I'd like to have my targeting jammer off of cooldown, so don't really know what I'm doing here. Although, this is a nice position for it, say, if he's attacking the 3rd base and he comes through, he naturally wants to run this way to escape LAVs who are chasing him, so getting the slow is pretty effective. But I see a blast drone here, see a lot of skims. This is definitely a bit threatening, so we're probably just going to let him get away with that. Well, in fact, there's nothing I could do even if I wanted to at this point. But fighter and gunship tech is done. It looks like we're building a gunship first here because I see all these skims. Note the assault ship tech though. The probe does see this, but I also don't see any air tech, which there isn't a tell for on Conf that he has the tech, but there is a tell that he's building it if this light here is blinking when he's building the interceptors. So I feel pretty comfortable knowing that there's not really going to be a threat of interceptors killing my gunships here. I like VoidWarrior going for siege, but I really prefer instead of carrier systems, he tries to expand. Well, look at that. He's actually built the PC, so I eat my words. I eat my words indeed. Railgun fab coming out for me too. Of course, I see whatchamacallit. I see assault ship tech. There's not been any interceptors yet. I have a feeling it's probably Con of Siege coming out, so railguns are the answer. And VoidWarrior gonna pick up this second artifact here. He looks to extract this, but I do have the gunship here, which is gonna be very effective against the sand skimmers. So we will see if we can stop him from getting this extraction out. Note that I'm focusing the blast drone down here, because, you know, blast drones. Very scary, very scary. And VoidWarrior are not doing a great job splitting here, but actually the idea was that if he does split his units up here, he's still going to have trouble when it comes time to actually, like, fight my LAVs. So, still though, this second artifact is very, very close to the zone. It looks like it will extract here. So he's getting paid for his efforts. He does lose some sand skimmers. Doos. Sometimes I can speak English. Missile ship fat starting for him as well. Good, good. But looks like I will match with an extract of my own, and I think that I have mobility teching. Yeah, I do. With support cruisers on the way too, that tells you we're preparing to move our carrier out into the main field and move on into the late game here, which is pretty early. It's only about 7 minutes in. And VoidWarrior is still not on 3 base, which would be nice for him, but I do actually really like players using their production cruisers forward, but in this case it's probably best to just leave it on the third base. Looks like he has another PC building, in fact. And I would actually probably just go for Con of Siege right off the bat here, but he might not have had the money for it. Systems 2 will be nice though, he can power this thing up. And it's really good to get your carrier positioned up on this side as well, so that you can be... Excuse me, I've got the traditional hiccups again. It's good to have your carrier up here so that you can be participating in the fight with those power reserves that you've teched. Carrier production upgrade coming out from you now. This is the second one, so we're going to have 3 production lines. I agree, I agree. Because we have our carrier power play being prepped here, and still in a Con of Siege on the queue, so... I think it maybe just comes down to a lack of scouting, but this is like, understandable, because he can't go out there or else he'll just get killed by air, right? What I like to do is just send one sand... Oh. I sneezed. Anyway, just send one sand skimmer out there to check what your opponent is doing, and it will die to air, but it'll get some vision before it dies, hopefully. But scouting can be difficult, of course, when you're playing Galzy and Conf. You don't have these probes like I do that can just sort of fly out here and check out what's going on. Yes, yes, it definitely is. Second artifact gonna get picked up for me. You notice that I did extract one here. Magic cells coming out. Not worried too much about carry power upgrades right now. I think that most of my damage will come from these 4 railguns I have, so I'd like to buff them up first. And a couple more base runners building as well, so we can extract the artifacts. And it looks like VoidWarrior is now building his Con of Siege. Don't exactly know what this target is. Oh, maybe it's actually to try and, like, reveal... Ah! I know that I'm the one who did this. This is like that meme of Obama patting himself on the back, but... I'm doing that to actually reveal his assault ships, because if they start attacking me, then my railguns can hit them, so... That was actually pretty cool, if I do say so myself. This is like your 7th... What? Man. Okay, well, I mean, honestly, you're doing very good for that, then. Jeez. Do you mean, like, the only games you've played are in the Jaraci Cup? Because that's kind of hardcore. Second artifact extracts, by the way, so carrier systems 2 are going to start teching for me. Dang, that's crazy. Well, good on you, mate. Good on you. And looks like LAV's here gonna start chewing up the third base. I think VoidWarrior has like just gotten onto this. That's kind of sad. But... Kind of Siege is out though. That barrage is gonna be a little bit annoying. I'll be having flashbacks to that Houston game here, so I really don't want to lose units to this. And power 3 teching for him, so he does have more power than I do. But I've got attack bombers on the way. I do love me a bit of bomber action. Although, you know, I'm not really very good at air, but, you know. I like to use it when I can, because if you're not good at something, you ought to try to improve, I think. Mark target being used here to do some extra damage to this carrier. And this is hurting alright. These are high ground sub-on rails, they certainly don't take no prisoners. They've got, what's it called, mag excel as well. Now I'm trying to remember what the difference between Saban and Coalition railguns is in Jaraci. Oh, whoops, I docked a strike fighter. I can't exactly remember, because in vanilla it's that Saban rails do less damage but with a higher fire rate, but in Jaraci it's different. I can't exactly remember how it works. Note the support cruiser spam, by the way. This is just because now that we have some indirect fire pieces on my opponent's side, it's very, very good to have some healing. Oh, they double shot, but then they have a longer reload. Okay, that's pretty cool. So in that case, their damage output is actually, if I recall correctly, it's actually not higher, but it's more alpha strike, right? I think that's the idea. Oh yeah, and then there's mark target. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and we see a good demonstration of why alpha strike can be nice here. Yes, yes, exactly. No, I mean, if you can do your damage up front instead of over time, you always prefer that, right? Damage over time is only preferable when it's higher, so... Anyway, VoidWarrior gonna choose to surrender there. And I agree, this was not looking so good. Two kind of siege cruisers got sniped out by the railguns, and it's kind of all the defense that he's got. Not to mention the game-winning artifacts are on the way to the extraction zone. But I mean, man, apparently this is the 7th game ever. I'd say that's pretty freaking good. Let's jump into game 2, shall we? And game 2 is going to be on Kalash Teeth. KVK. Huh, interesting. So VoidWarrior picks Conf, I pick Conf to match him. He has the map pick here. It looks like he's going to grab Kalash Teeth. So here we are, on Kalash Teeth. What a subversion of values. Note the smoke on the base runner. Essential. If you're not smoking this base runner, you might as well just stop playing DOK, alright? Anyway, this is going to be the ref mode first build for me. You see that I'm queuing up one salvager from the carrier, and I've got 4 here with 1 on RUs. Yeah, like Coalition railguns fire at a fixed rate. Sub-1 railguns go like boom, boom, and then they reload. Boom, boom. Anyway, this gets ref mode started at really, really fast times here. And it should be done, like, sorry. We should have Skimmer Fab done in time to prepare for, like, any rushes that are coming, so. The reason I don't build the salvagers is because I don't really need more RUs at this point, and, it's really good to save the CUs. It just gets things going a little bit faster. yeah, so, you know, if you smoke normally, it just kind of deploys some smoke here. If you retire, the base runner goes away. If you retire and smoke while you're coming in, you get, like, actually your bank account just gains money. I don't know how it works, but it's true. So, give it a try, you know, you'll see. That's why I play DOK, it's basically just like money farming for me. Anyway, it's gonna be ref mode first from both sides here. And yeah, VoidWarrior getting ref mode before Skimmer Fab. You'll love to see it. Excellently done. Like I said, this build is pretty refined, so I'm going to be a little bit faster here. Skimmer Fab starting for him now. A-game likes that. And we're going to just scout out with these skims and see what's up. You see, I don't want to build too many of them though, but we got 3 on the queue here. And based on what our opponent is doing, we will respond accordingly. The only problem with this build, right, is that with retiring the base runner, we don't get to have any scouting information on the map. So we do need to build these skims and fan out and kind of assume our opponent is going for some kind of an attack so that we can not die to it if there is one. Now we see this PC in this position, though. It's a pretty good call that we can just go for another PC of our own and try and jump up on the 3 base. So I assume that will be the play once I realize I actually have the money for it already. Oh gosh. It's pretty bad. Okay, there we go. Do as I say, not as I do. And even salvagers being built off of the main base PC as well. It's gonna accelerate our time to get onto our 3rd base and get it set up. Indeed. So railgun fabrication gonna be the tech choice here for VoidWarrior. We have a skim scouting the 3rd base, so I am aware of the timing, or rather the lack thereof, of him getting up onto 3. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now. As for him getting the railgun tech, the really important thing here, if you get a tech, is to use it, I think. So just build some railguns, try and get out across the map and do some damage to me. For me, though, it's going to be assault ship fabrication. Planning on going to Con of Siege, because, you know, it's College Teeth. Oh, using tech is bad. Oh. Well, I mean, compared to Houston, is anyone's missiles really good? Not really a fair comparison, in my opinion. It looks like VoidWarrior building a 2nd PC. You'll have to see it. He is building assault railguns as well, as I requested, so that's good. Oh, I suppose that skimmers always took 3 hits to kill from assault rails. Well, perhaps it's that it takes 4 now. I don't know. Yes, he's got it. He's got it. This is full saturation from me now, almost, by the way. I guess I'm missing one RU salve somewhere. On the 2nd base, it looks like. Oh yeah, there he is. So I've jumped up to full eco now, and probably Siege is just going to be locked in. Yep, just immediately there. Again, this is why I don't like to overbuild on these RU salvagers, right? Because now that I've used all the money, look, I'm at 0. That's like the ideal, right? You've used all of your money. I don't want to have a big RU float going into this game state. VoidWarrior looks to move up to the extraction zone here. Looks like we're going to trade 1 for 1, which is pretty nice for him. But these assault railguns are getting a little bit too far forward for my liking, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to jump on it. Sandskimmer rating comes out for me. I think that I want the damage upgrade so I can kill the assault rails faster here. And again, we're going to go ahead and scout his 3rd base, see what's up there. Not to mention rating is really good for getting onto these positions where the assault railguns are. Uh-oh, this trade's not going to go very well though. This is like 3 versus 8 here or something. And the assault railguns, when they get jumped on top of here, now they have to spin around, which makes it very difficult for them to fire. And Skims on the high ground, they ain't taking no prisoners here either. Although I will say, it's taking a bit longer than I expected to kill these things off, but... Do I not speak cow? Do you dare even ask me that? Come on, man. Come on. I'm casting here, I'm busy, I can't respond, I can't translate for the audience. Anyway, Siege Cruiser Fab gonna finish pretty momentarily here. And this nice trade that I've taken is not gonna get me, like, damage on his bases or anything, but it does take a lot of map pressure away from me. Check the units lost tab, looking pretty good for me as well. 8 for 8, but the units that I've killed are more expensive. And now we have that first Siege Cruiser on the queue. For VoidWarrior, starting Honor Guard Fab, you love to see it. Very good choice against these Sandskimmers here, so I like that. This is pretty annoying though, he's got to do something about this Sandskimmer just plinking away at his salvagers over here. Galzian problems. Hashtag Coalition OP, eh, Shrike? Anyway. Oh dear, the salvager might die. Oh no. Oh. You should have gone Con of Siege. Well, given the map, I would agree, actually. Con of Siege is just very, very good on College Teeth. But that, I am not going to say is a general truth. Not at all. I think that Honor Guards are just really, really powerful. Although I suppose A-Game is also agreeing they're a little weak. And it looks like a bit of a nice trade here for the skins. This is probably merits of the damage upgrade that I've gotten. But he does have rating, and he's got rail armor 1 too, which is very nice for him. If your opponent starts getting the damage upgrades, that means that, you know, railgun armor is not less important, it's actually more important. Because the point is that he wants to be able to kill your railguns quickly. And he will, you know. And if you don't get the armor upgrades, it's just going to be even faster, so... You want to, like, I think that the armor upgrades do become less efficient as your opponent takes the damage upgrades, but they become more important, so it's kind of an interesting topic. There's some math behind that too, but I won't bore you with the discussion. First honor guard is on the way, and note the damage upgrades coming out for well, me of course, but also VoidWarrior. You love to see it. You love to see it. He does seem to recognize, yeah, he really needs to match the upgrades if he's gonna fight this. I would actually go for armor instead though, but getting the upgrades at all I think is definitely the right move. Honor guards are gonna be good though, because the honor guards really force me to reconsider if I want to be out there with the skims. I'm getting the armor upgrades myself though, and that's gonna help me. We start missile ship fab, but I cancel it there. I'm gonna want to go and check to see if he actually has anti-air, or sorry, if he has air coming before I get that tech. But right now it looks like I'm seeing a window to just kind of dive in here. It kind of feels like I could have done this whenever I wanted, but... Oh, you're right, I hit the win button. Yeah, skims are gonna go down here. There's the honor guard though. Uh-oh, but it's spawning into a kind of a unfortunate situation here where the siege cruiser can hit it already. And we're gonna see there's no assault ship tech, no need to get missile ships here. The honor guard will die very, very quickly though. Combat siege, which is quite unfortunate. No range upgrade yet, by the way, but looks like we'll never get there. VoidWarrior can see it's not going so well, and he chooses to surrender. So that'll be the 2-0 for me, but admirably fought by VoidWarrior. And of course, if you want to get updates for the next Jaraci Cups, make sure you join the Homeworld Universe Discord and watch that tournament announcements channel. Let's jump on into the next game.